Hiya, welcome back to another video from Coastline Fishing. I'm pretty excited about this one. We're going to get the diving gear on and head back out in the water to see if we can get any lobsters or any fish out there with the spear gun. It's been a good month or so since I've been off for a dive, so hopefully I haven't lost all of my breath hold and I can actually stay down for a bit. We've got quite a big tide here today, so it's about a 5 metre tide. It's just starting to ebb off now, but all of the good lobster spots are about 7 metres on a low tide, so we're probably going to be quite deep today, and that's making me slightly concerned if I'm actually going to be able to stay and hold bottom for any decent amount of time. But never mind, we'll get out, get kitted up and see if we can go and find anything interesting out there. Right, that's us all kitted up now. I've got the weight vest, got the weight belt, got fins and float and good jeans and socks down there. So off we go. Let's go and jump in and get in the water. Hopefully you can hear me okay with the cameras just on the top of my mask. So heading out to my buddy who's about 12 o'clock, probably about 300-400 yards out there. But the viz is great today. Have a look underneath here. Really nice. Not too far out yet, but hopefully when we get out there we might have about 5 or 6 meters viz, which is pretty good for this sort of area. So anyway, let's get a swim on and go out and find my buddy. We've got a visitor just up here in front of us at 12 o'clock. Little seal. Oh, he's dipped under the water. Where's he gone?
What is it?
Seal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
So this was a pretty bad attempt, quite embarrassing really, but never mind. It was too small anyway. This next clip I tried to show my dive watch, but unfortunately I just missed it. So I'm checking my surface interval here. It's always good to have safety in mind when you're out in the water, and you want to try and be on the surface for roughly 3 times the length of your last dive. So if your last dive was 30 seconds, you want to be on the surface for about 1.5 minutes. So we're just heading down to the bottom here. That's my friend's spear gun, just marking the edge of the reef, but it's on safety. As we reach the bottom here, you can see it's a bit murky. The tide is ebbing off, so I think that's probably just the silt moving off from the shore. So we're just having a look under the edge of the rocks here, see if we can see anything. Did manage to spot one small lobster, but it wasn't even worth trying to get out. Hopefully you can see his claws just poking out there. These kelps at this time of year are in really good condition, and it's lovely to see them all just hanging over the edge of the reef here. So we're heading back down to the bottom again here. Can you just catch a glimpse of that wrasse there, just shooting off to the distance? Managed to find the edge of this reef here, and there were some quite nice little crevices. Exploring a little bit along here, I did manage to find one quite nice looking lobster hole. So I shone the torch in there, and sure enough, there he is. So in we go with the hook just to try and get behind the lobster here and see if we can pull him out forwards, but unfortunately he just tucked himself right to the back of the hole. So I left my hook there to mark the spot and then went back up to the surface for another wrasse. So follow my line back down and we go for attempt number 2. Let's see if we can get him out this time. He's still there, so that's good. Let's try and get back behind it again. Now he's coming out forwards a little bit better this time. But no, there he's shot back to the back of his hole again. So you'll have seen in my other videos that lobsters normally always have 2 entrances or exits to their hole, so I found this other one. I thought I'd see if I could put the hook in here and try and tease him out towards the other entrance. But he wasn't having it, so back up for another breathe up. Here we go again, 3rd attempt. Follow the float line back down. Hopefully he's still there. Yep, he's still there. It's a nice sized lobster as well, so it'd be quite nice to have this one out. So let's see if we can get that hook in there and tease him out. It was very stubborn, this one. But he did try to come out of the other entrance, but nope, nothing there. Oh well, should we just give up on the lobster hunting for today? So as I say, the lobster hunting wasn't going to plan, so I thought I'd leave them be. Headed back down to the bottom just to have another look around. This particular part had quite a lot of nooks and crannies, and although it's quite hard to see, there was a lot of small edible crabs buried at the back of the caves. A few little small fish underneath this ledge. And then one final lobster. Too small, and I just thought I'd leave him there. But still good to see them around. I always like the view looking back up to the surface when you're at the bottom, especially when the sun's coming through the water. And the final dive of the session, just back down and one last dive to see what we could see. Again, this was probably the same as the last one. A bit too hard to see on the film, but just lots of small crabs tucked underneath these ledges here. And one lady crab, or velvet swimming crab, the same thing. Then just having a look through the kelp, I did see this quite nice sized wrasse just swimming around in the open. This is a ballan wrasse. Get a slightly better shot of it. There's always a lot of wrasse around this particular part, quite good sized ones as well.
So I realised I forgot to film this part of the video when I was out on the beach, so we're back at home now and I'm just washing the dive kit off in the garden and cleaning the car out behind me here. So we'll be ready for another trip, which, fingers crossed, hopefully won't be too long. However, as we're reaching the end of the summer now, the visibility is just starting to tail off a bit, so we're going to have to see if the conditions and the weather give us another opportunity to head out. And if we can get back on the water, then we definitely will. So we'll just have to see. In this video, we were after lobsters again. We saw 4 in total, 2 which were just too small to even bother about, and then another 2. One of those was probably borderline landing size, so I wasn't too annoyed that one got away. But the other one, which I had quite a few attempts at, was being really stubborn and just wouldn't come out, so I didn't manage to catch that one either. But been out of the water for a month or so and just a bit out of practice, so that's what happens. So I also tried something a bit different in this video, and I've added some music to the underwater footage, which hopefully you like. On that note, in fact, if you've got any tips or recommendations or any suggestions for things you'd like to see in future videos, then please feel free to leave them in the comments, because I'm always open to that and I just want to sort of grow the channel and expand it further. So yeah, please feel free to comment on any of the videos, in fact. There's not much else to say apart from the normal of please like and subscribe, because that's another thing which really does help the channel, and we will be back hopefully not too long with another video. So that's all from me. Bye from Coastline Fishing, and we'll see you again soon.